Welcome to C News Now.
6 years, no refunds. The concert that made Liu Yuning cry on stage. In a world where fame is fleeting and loyalty often depends on algorithms, one moment in Wuhan shattered every stereotype about modern fandom. It wasn't the lights, the production, or even the music that made the night unforgettable. It was the silence before the tears, the emotions that spilled over, and one artist's raw realization: they had never left. The promise that never expired. Back in 2019, Liu Yuning, a singer known for his gritty rise from street performances to superstardom, was scheduled to hold a concert in Wuhan. Tickets sold fast. Anticipation was high. But then, for reasons beyond his control, the event was cancelled. Most would expect disappointed fans to demand refunds. And they could have. Refund channels were opened, and Liu Yuning himself worried that his supporters might miss the deadline or forget. But they didn't. They simply chose not to get their money back. Out of 5,000 tickets sold, more than 4,000 were never refunded. Over 94% of fans held on to their tickets for 6 long years. And in 2025, when the concert was finally rescheduled, those fans showed up. They didn't come for nostalgia. They came to fulfill a promise. The surprise that broke him. Liu Yuning had no idea what his team had prepared behind the scenes. During the concert, in the middle of the performance, the lights dimmed. A large screen lit up with a surprise fan-made VCR. An emotional compilation of video messages, recorded by fans across China. Some smiling, some crying, all expressing one sentiment: "We never forgot you. We waited because we believed you'd return." Among the most touching clips was one from a cancer survivor post-surgery, who said, "My first trip in 6 months is to see you." Others echoed, "We never missed the date. We're just here to keep our promise." At that moment, Liu Yuning couldn't hold back anymore. He wept openly, not just cried but broke down. He turned his back to the audience, trying to collect himself, but the emotion was too much. He dropped to his knees on stage, sobbing, and in that darkened stadium, 4,000 fans cried with him. "Sometimes I want to quit." As he stood back up, still trembling, Liu Yuning took the mic. "Sometimes I really want to quit," he said, voice cracking. "But because of you, I've kept going." He paused, then added, "Persistence is the hardest thing. Thank you for staying with me for 6 years." What makes this moment so powerful isn't just the emotion. It's the humility. Liu Yuning, despite his fame, has never taken fan support for granted. His gratitude is genuine. His connection with his audience isn't transactional. It's emotional, even spiritual. This is what fans call mutual devotion. And this night it was on full display. A rare breed of artist and fan base. Unlike many celebrities born into privilege or launched by talent agencies, Liu Yuning's story is painfully real. He started out singing on sidewalks, live streaming performances to stay afloat. No industry connections, no label push. It was his voice and his resilience that earned him attention. So when fans refused to refund their tickets in 2019, it wasn't about idol worship. It was about standing by someone who had stood alone for so long. On your road to chasing the light, one fan wrote, "We are your shield." And when Liu Yuning returned to Wuhan in 2025, he remembered. He opened exclusive priority ticketing channels for those who had held on to their original tickets for 6 years. A small act but a powerful one. It said, "I see you. I remember." More than music. A love letter and light. But the love didn't end there. Outside the venue, the city of Wuhan joined in. The Yellow Crane Tower, a historic landmark, lit up with a projection that read, "With Ning, always." Inside the stadium, thousands of glow sticks formed a massive sunflower field, a tribute to Liu Yuning's personal symbol. It wasn't just a concert anymore. It was a festival of loyalty, a gathering of hearts that refused to give up on each other. As one fan poetically put it, he isn't crying from exhaustion. He's crying because he's loved and doesn't know how to handle it. Another said, 6 years without refunding a ticket isn't a miracle. It's the answer we gave to his effort. Back then, no one believed I'd make it. In his impromptu speech on stage, Liu Yuning confessed, "When people bought tickets 5 years ago, no one believed I'd still be standing here today." He wasn't exaggerating. The entertainment industry is ruthless. Attention fades quickly. So many artists rise fast and fall faster. But Liu Yuning? He endured. Quietly. Patiently. Steadily. And on this night he stood on stage not just as a singer, but as a symbol of persistence. A living reminder that slow growth isn't failure. It's power. His fans didn't just support him, they mirrored him. They too waited. They too held on. Together they created a bond that no contract, no promotion, no marketing campaign could fake. The day the industry felt human. What happened in Wuhan wasn't a typical entertainment story. It wasn't about chart rankings, streaming numbers, or record deals. It was about people. A singer who remembered where he came from. Fans who never stopped believing. And a night that turned a stage into a sanctuary. At its core, this story is about emotional equity. It's about love, not as a slogan but as a lived experience. And in an era where fans are often treated as data points, and concerts as profit machines, Liu Yuning reminded the industry of something priceless. When a commercial event becomes a contract of the heart, entertainment gains warmth. And when an artist dares to cry on stage, the world listens. Not just with ears but with soul. Final thoughts. Why Liu Yuning deserves this love. Liu Yuning didn't ask for loyalty. He earned it. He didn't demand admiration. He inspired it. He didn't chase fame. He chased purpose. And in return, his fans gave him something even more powerful than applause. Patience. They waited. For 6 years. Quietly. Faithfully. Without demanding anything in return. So when he cried on stage, he wasn't breaking down. He was breaking open. Let it be known, this wasn't just a concert. This was a reunion of souls. And Liu Yuning? He wasn't just seen. He was loved.